You know, it's hard to swallow, but $1 million in the bank may not be enough to support a comfortable lifestyle during retirement. Yes, $1 million, not enough is what we're saying. Got your attention. Mark Avallone is an award-winning personal finance advisor and author of the new book, Countdown to Financial Freedom, Your Path to a More Meaningful, Active, and Vibrant Retirement, and joins us now to explain that. Always good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Question for you. You coined the term in your book, middle-class poverty, million-dollar poverty. What did you mean by that?
Well, it's all about inflation. I mean, when you think about when you were a kid growing up, what things cost, or what was the first rent you paid coming out of school?
Oh, geez, a long time ago. Probably $200.
Right, $200. And what do you think it is now for a college grad in Washington? It's probably closer to $1,000.
At least. Yeah.
So that's the impact of inflation. It doesn't stop. And that means for young millennials, even young Gen Xers, when they retire, they're going to be facing the need to have accumulated at least $1 million and probably more in order to stay in the middle class.
And they've got the student loans that you and I didn't have.
That's true.
I mean, the amounts, and we might have had some, but not like this.
Now, and that points to this inflation problem. Yeah. Rutgers, when I went, first semester was less than $600 a semester in tuition.
Wow.
So the cost of inflation mean that young people have to save even more.
Okay, now we're going to play a little game here, and Jimmy and Atria are all set up with their buzzers. We're going to talk with them as well, and you're going to test their knowledge with some retirement-related questions.
Okay.
Right? So, and they're at that age right now. They're still young women.
They're very
not
young.
as old as you and I.
Right.
So, okay, what's the first question we've got
Okay,
here?
first question. What percentage of Americans are unprepared to meet an emergency expense with a large financial obligation when it occurs? Your choices are, let me help you first. Let me give you some choices.
Okay.
62%, 53%, or 37%.
62%.
Very good. That's right.
Nice.
Many people think it's a lot lower, but there's unfortunately a lot of people don't have even a few $1,000s in the bank.
You mentioned in your book two critically important things, create a written financial plan and also a good savings plan as well. Why both?
Well, when you write things down, they're more likely to happen, helps you set goals, and then you have to automatically save to reach those goals. Because if money hits your checking account, sometimes we have a tendency to spend it.
Yeah, that's true. So that's why I try not to put it there.
Right.
Put it over here first. Okay, question number 2, what do we got?
What percentage of Americans will have a major negative financial impact in any 10-year period? 43%, 64%, or 78%?
Jimmy.
64?
Close. 78%.
78%?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Major negative financial event in a 10-year period.
What does that mean?
Think about it. Right. It could be a job change, a disability, a death to a partner. There's a lot of reasons that people hit financial troubles and they're not prepared, especially if they've been leveraging up consumer debt and not saving. When the unexpected happens, they're almost helpless to overcome it. So that's why planning is so important to prepare for the unexpected.
And very quickly, how can we avoid or work on not falling into that percentage?
Well, you can protect some of those risks with the right insurance. Talk to your spouse. Ask the what-if questions. What if you were disabled? What happens if one of us isn't here anymore, pass away? That you can work on. Some of the others, they just happen, like job changes, and that's why you need to just save to protect yourself.
Okay. Question number 3, what do we have?
Number 3, okay. If you retired today with $1 million, okay, and expected to live 30 years, and invested in a portfolio of 50% stocks and 50% bonds, what approximate amount of income would that generate? 40,000, 50,000, or 60,000?
Well, Mikey in the back says 50.
That's incorrect.
I knew I should have trusted you.
40. 40
is the answer. Now, these are all estimates, but studies have shown that a 4% is a sustainable withdrawal rate. So 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year.
Okay.
So if you start taking out more than that, you run the risk of running out of money during your lifetime.
Wow. Okay. Fourth question, final question. What do we have?
Final question.
45 seconds.
Now, if a 32-year-old young Gen Xer has $1 million in the bank on retirement and wants to retire at age 67, if inflation averages 3%, about how much annual income will that generate for them?
31,000.
No. 25.
14.
14?
That's the impact of inflation. $1 million for a Gen Xer isn't going to be close to what it's worth for someone
30
retiring now.
Okay. We are out of time, unfortunately. Oh, my goodness, what a sobering thought.
I hope I didn't bring too much bad news.
Well, it's very good, though. But again, the trophy, I think, we have a winner? Was Jumi our winner?
No,
Autry.
no, I think
Autry's our winner.
Yeah, I had like a half point
No,
and
you
she
know
had a full
what? I
point.
don't have $1 million, so no one's over here. Like, what we're talking about is the fact that we will never be able to retire.
Well, tell us the book one more time.
Well, Countdown to Financial Freedom, we cover all this. We think it's important to try to help people who are working hard for their financial freedom.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure
today.
to be here.
Really good to see you, and I can't wait to read this book. Good read for everybody. Okay. And boy, what a sobering thoughts here this Friday morning. We're back with more at 8:43. You're watching Good Morning Washington.